as they always say, there's old school and new school, and I always say it's right school and wrong school, but I do talk often about, you know, you got to make sure you don't let analytics get in the way of reality. So analytically, you know, we shoot 65%, we shoot 50 from the three, shoot 76 from the line. The one that I do like is we had 30 assists on 36 baskets. But the eye test, we weren't very good. And I just told my team one thing. I went into the game, put keys on the wall. Keys were no turnovers. We must have slept through the first minute and 38 when we had 4 of them. We said we're going to contest threes without fouling. Well, we didn't contest them very good, they just missed some shots. You know, they're missing their best player. So, you know, that's no insult to them. They're missing their best player, center averaging 16 a game. I was never prouder of a team than I was of their team. They were overmatched, on size. For a team like that to get 24 offensive rebounds and just absolutely embarrass us, that was a shame. So I told my team, there's two kinds of efforts. There's efforts to win games and there's efforts to win championships. We give an effort to win a game. And I told you guys last week, you know, the ironic part of the whole night for me, it's poetic justice against you guys sometimes. But my star by far was Nick Ward. Communicated, he stepped up on ball screens, he guarded smaller guys, he scored in the post, he ran the lane. His communication was off the charts. By far the best player on the court for us. Miles had a good night offensively. I thought Josh played, you know, pretty well too. But this turnover thing is reality now, and you know, it hasn't changed from last year. And there's only one guy that's at blame, and that's me. So we're going to fix it in the next couple of days somehow. If, you know, no more rules on how much time you can practice, just when you can practice. No more rules on how much time you can watch film, just can't watch it till 6 in the morning. There's no more of these great rules. So now it's time to hold some people accountable to what they got to do. And so I'm not very happy, not very pleased. Please don't take that as insulting to the Houston Baptist because they didn't have their whole team. In fact, I would take it just the opposite. Yeah, we won by 30, 40 points. But as far as heart, courage, and toughness, they played with it and we didn't. And that's what I told their coach after. So I'll take every question you got.
Tom, could you set a single game blocks record tonight for your program? I know that you just said you're not happy, but that is a footprint which you like to recognize. Can you talk about that, please?
Well, I'd like to recognize Jaren Jackson the second half because he played with 4 fouls almost the whole half, and I thought he did a pretty good job. Still blocking shots, but you know, those fouls early, it was too bad, but he almost leads us in rebounding and really was never in the game. Shows you how inept we were with other players. But, you know, how many did he block? Probably 6, 7 of them, six of them. And Nick Ward got 4. And like I said, Nick Ward played the best. He played the best, both ends of the court. So we blocked shots because we were a lot bigger than the team we played. We are a good shot blocking team, and I thought Nick Jaren did a great job considering he had foul trouble and had to block shots from a distance instead of getting right into them because every time he moved there was a foul.
Tom, you mentioned the turnovers in that early spurt in particular. Did you feel they were casual? Were they forced, unforced, I mean, or a little bit?
I think we lead the world. Italian basketball, Spanish basketball, Russian basketball, Chinese basketball, French basketball, and American basketball. I think we lead the world in unforced turnovers. Come down, throw the ball, first play of the game, right into a guy's arms. And those things are just, you know, they're not something that we can take lightly anymore because they're happening on a regular basis. That's why we started out the Oakland game. So somebody's not getting the message. So it's going to be, tonight was a second time and out rule. Next time it's going to be a first time and out rule. If people are playing scared, good. They should be.
Two-parter. You remember calling a timeout that early, and talk about Miles' versatility and aggressiveness on offense. He was kind of inside, mid-range, and outside.
Yeah, no, I've never called a timeout that early in my whole life, and it was needed. But yeah, you know, Miles, he dunked. You see his athleticism is finally back. He looked more aggressive. He took it to the hole. He did pull up on a few mid-range jumpers, and he shot really well from three. So I thought offensively, Miles was as good as he's been since he's been here. Just leave it at that.
I know you've been kind of focused on the three-point defense the last few weeks. The fouls outside the arc, is that, I know Judd hated that. I mean, was that a result of just guys trying to close out and get a little more in their faces, or was it just mistakes?
Well, 2 games in a row, I mean, McQuaid is fouling guys, and Josh, those guys are fouling guys. So if they're mistakes, they're bad mistakes. And if they're mistakes, they're continuous mistakes. And there's one thing that coaches, parents, anybody else can't stand is making the same mistake over and over and over and over again. So, no, I think it's completely our fault. I'm going to take blame. We try to look at switching a little bit, so make sure that I don't blame my players because people get upset with that. So I'm going to take full responsibility and blame because we tried to switch a little bit and we don't communicate well enough, and that was totally my fault, I think. But it has nothing to do with not cutting a guy out and putting a hand up and fouling a guy or turning the ball over. So, you know, both myself and my staff are going to work diligently tonight through the wee hours for an early morning film session, and hopefully the players will take some responsibility, and I think there's enough to go around. I mean, I don't want to act like the world's caved in. Maybe I do, because I thought this was an important couple of games. I think that we had to change what we're doing, and in areas that are going to matter as the games get bigger and more important. And we showed tonight we're not the second best team in the country, although other teams are struggling with the same thing, but I'm not getting through. So the blame really should go on me. I got to do a better job of getting through to some people. And, but I don't know if guys are reading their press clippings. I don't know if guys are believing where they are. I don't know if guys are, you know, what they're doing, but we are having reoccurring mistakes of the same quality. And the sad part is it's overshadowing some incredible things. Cassius has 12 assists. That's incredible. Jaron has 6 blocks. That's incredible. Miles has 33 points. That's incredible. Those are what I call analytic BS. The eye test didn't show the same thing as the analytics did. And the analytics, for Tom Izzo, now maybe some NBA guys do something. For me, it does nothing.
Tom, Jim picked up that 4th foul, I think 6 seconds into the second half, and you let him run for 12 or so minutes after that. What was kind of the point of that? It's good to see him play with 4 fouls that long.
It was good to see him play with foul time. It was good to see him play. I thought Jaron was ready. I think he got taken out of the game. Some his fault, some question marks, but you know, I need Jaron to get better. And again, you know, everybody got to have some games that you're supposed to win. You know, we didn't have many of those early. So that's why this was an important game. And we didn't, you know, I need Jaron to get better during this time. I need some other guys to get better at what they do. I need to see if we have maturity and leadership. And coach didn't display much, so maybe the players' fault.
It's going to sound like I'm throwing your team a life raft, but can you accept, understand why they can't play with championship game mentality every single night?
Can't. Not if you're a championship possibility team. Not if it's an effort-related things, I can't. I can understand why you can't shoot the ball well every night. I can even understand why you miss free throws. I can't understand why you wouldn't cut anybody out. So, no. And that 150 times, no. I cannot understand what guys would do working their butt off, which this team worked as hard as any team I've ever had, morning, noon, and night, all summer long. And then you get 30 chances to let that stuff shine that you worked on. And you're going to go out there and let a team just run by you, run by you, run by you? No, no, no. I'm not expecting us to score 107 points. I'm not expecting us to shoot 65%. I'm not expecting a lot of things. Let's reverse this press conference. Does anybody think that our turnovers have been forced or unforced? Graham?
Mix of both, but a lot of unforced.
Mix of both. That's why you're a reporter, not a coach. Okay? Larry, you're always thinking you're coaching, and I'm not pressing, so what do you think?
Mostly unforced, especially at the end of this game.
Mostly unforced. I mean, seriously, I mean, do you think I'm picking on that? I mean, I think my wife could figure that one out. No insulting. She's just not into coaching, but I think she could figure that one out. You know, it's you come down the court and you throw it to a guy. You don't get to this level by doing that. That means you lack concentration, or it isn't as important to you as you got to make it. And that is unexcusable.
Coach, second time this season coming off just having 1 day break in a non-tournament setting. With the condensed schedule and everything, are you guys as a coaching staff and then the players doing a good enough job of getting ready for that second opponent with 1 day rest?
I thought you were going to give me an excuse because it was 1 day rest. Are you kind of doing that, or what are you hitting on? What is your question? Give me the question again. Just say it. Are we not working hard enough to get them ready to play?
Well, are they doing enough in 1 day
Yeah,
rest?
they did. They really did. They worked their tail off yesterday. They really did. The 1 day prep is hard. It's hard, and it's hard to prepare for a big guy. And all of a sudden he's not playing, and we're playing against a bunch of small athletic guys. We got 6'9" guys guarding 6'2" guys. Yeah, hard. You know? Remember, for me, Middle Tennessee was a bunch of small guys. You know? You guys may forget, players may forget. I got a memory like a freaking elephant. I don't forget. So I'm not gonna forget. And I'm not start driving hard. So everybody, you guys will get a lot of things to talk about. But
I kind of wanted to go with the one lineup that you had that at one point you had Cash, Miles, Goins, Jackson, Schilling together right before Jaron picked up his third foul. Is that something you think you could do, go big on small teams to kind of force some things, or is that just an experiment?
How did you think it worked?
You picked up third
Again,
foul.
this is a fun press conference. It's about time I get to interview you guys. I don't think it worked too good. We made some shots, but we didn't guard very well. And we didn't normally now, with the analytics people, bigger lineup should mean rebound better. And, I mean, guys, at one time, we were down 13-3. And here's the funny part about it. At that point, we were shooting 72% from the field. So there were no rebounds on our end to get. It was, they were getting all of them on their end. And that's disappointing. It's those two things, that and turnovers, disappoint me more than anything because we're not playing a pressing team. We haven't played a pressing team. You know, John from Big Ten Network asked me a good question. Does a lot of basketball. He says, I think you guys are better when you get pressured a little bit, which means that we lack discipline and we lack, you know, the ability to want to play the game for the game, not play the game for the score of the team you're playing. So, I don't know. The good news is, you know, poor Houston Baptist missing their best player. Long Beach State won't be, so.
Is that what's disappointing you most, Tom, that this group doesn't seem to respect the game, play the game like a championship team?
Yeah, and it's, you know, I mean, since I'll get blamed tomorrow on everything, this is one time that I'll blame everybody else, because everybody tells them how great they are. And hard to handle that. Hard to handle that. And, you know, we got outworked by a team not as good as us. And to win big games, again, I always coach, you know, I watched a great story today on the coach from Georgia. And I mean, they showed a clip up 61 to something and him going off. And they said he's coaching to make sure his team plays at a championship level every day. Sometimes I worry about too much that's said and too much that's out there. And I know what it's like to win a championship. I know what you got to do to win a championship. I know what you got to do to win a conference championship. I know what you got to do to be a very good team. To hell with the championship stuff, because in all fairness and honesty, you can be really good and not lucky enough to win one. I know what it takes to win it, to be a very, very good basketball team. Right now, we're good. Good, as I always say to my players, is like, you know, what's good? Good is average, right? Average is C's, you know. You know, any of you fathers, mothers in here, happy with your kids getting C's, because I'm not. So I don't need to be average. And we're not that far away. We can do some incredible things, but on a consistent basis, we have not rebounded as well as we need to, and we've turned the ball over too much. And that has not changed since last year on the turnovers. Since last year on the turnovers. And that, I should be blamed, so I hope everybody does blame me, because I should be blamed. If that consistently is going on, that's my fault.
Anything
A couple
else,
more
guys?
good questions. You guys were really good tonight. Except for you, Fred.
Thank you.
All right, well, hopefully we'll be better next game, guys. Thanks.